Beatles. The Beatles. You know, my dad loved bands. My mom and dad both, you know, grew up going to concerts of, you know, Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin. You know, during the 80s, during the whole hair metal thing, my mom was a huge fan of bands like Guns N' Roses and, you know, and bands like Poison and stuff like that. So
you ever go to shows with her?
Went to Poison and Warrant on New Year's Eve, 1990.
Nice.
What
was your first album? First album that you remember saying that's my album right there. Nobody touches this album. This is my album.
Paula Abdul, the one with the cat that danced in the music video.
Yes, Scat Cat.
Yeah, that was.
He was awesome.
That I remember. That's the first one I remember.
This is the kind of stuff you get when you're sitting on the circuit couch. All right.
That's true.
Pulls the truth out of people. All right.
That's true, man.
So now, after, I mean, the huge success, of course, of City of Evil, I mean, how did your life change from, you know, coming up out of Huntington Beach, right, California? Yeah. You know, you guys obviously had a couple records before that, but then City of Evil changed everything. How did that change your life specifically?
You know, we didn't really let it. It was just a moving forward, one day at a time process. You know, our shows started getting bigger, but you know, we didn't have the fan base that we have now. We had the success and people were buying our albums, but we hadn't won the respect of people yet. People were very, you know, apprehensive about us. We're young, we're, you know, wearing makeup and
not quite on board. Yeah, not quite there.
We're, you know, they're like, is this the band the real deal? Or there's a bunch of goofballs that are dressing up, trying to be Guns N' Roses, trying to be Motley Crue, like, and you know, as we grew up, we realized, no, we were musicians. We produced the next album ourselves. We're overly ambitious. You know, we love all sorts of music, and we're, you know, I believe us all to be good musicians, and all of us are able to sing and stuff. So City of Evil, you know, we went from, you know, underground to the mainstream.
You seem to have won the respect. I mean, from my perspective, and I'm a little bit older, not a whole lot, but
don't age yourself, Crash. Come on.
You seem to have won the respect of the people who did go to the shows that your mom, you know, went to, and the old school musicians that seem to think that a lot of new music is fabricated.
Right.
That being said, with all the bands that are out there right now, that's got to be, at some point, you had to say, man, it's starting to feel really good now.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. City of Evil, you know, we sold a lot of albums and we started playing bigger places, but we didn't have the passionate fan base that we have now, because we earned those and we worked really hard.
Well, your fan base kind of grew up with you guys, too.
Absolutely. The ones that liked us from the beginning, that caught on and liked it, have stuck with us. And, you know, we've converted a lot of people along the way. During that success, it wasn't like we went out and all bought mansions and stuff. I went from winning the MTV,
no Lambos?
No, went from winning the MTV Music Video Awards right back to my parents' couch. And it kept us grounded. It was perfect. You know, we weren't instant celebrities. We never acted like no great musician ever refers to himself as a rock star.
But when Mom asked you to take out the trash, did you
I'll
let her
take
ask
it out.
Did you have to take?
My mom.
Let her ask me one more time.
My mom. I'm pretty lazy. My mom could kick my ass. She's a feisty Italian. So now I don't have to live with Mom anymore. So that's nice. But it was you know, it's been a slow, gradual process, and we try and always stay grounded. We don't ever want to.
Well, you guys are bringing that party back to rock and roll, which I think a lot of bands, you know, either take it in one direction and try to do something different, which is cool, and you guys are doing that, but bringing back that party feel by bringing something new. I mean, do you consider your band like a trailblazer for modern metal bands?
Wow, that's a really good question. I mean, we love having fun on stage. We're very ambitious. We love all styles of music. Love, you know, our forefathers of heavy metal like Metallica and Iron Maiden. Love
you guys just did a cover of Sabbath, right? Not too long ago.
Not too long ago, yeah. Right? Yep, we've done a Maiden cover. Got to, you know, play on stage.
That's gotta feel so cool on stage, yeah.
Oh, it's awesome, you know. A lot of our idols we've gotten a chance to meet and either collaborate with or, you know, just hang out with, and that's always awesome. I see a lot of younger bands coming up that come up to us and they're like, you know, you guys really inspire us, and I think that's really awesome. If we are, you know, kind of trailblazing away for a new style of modern metal, you know, I'd be hugely honored. I think, you know.
Well, you can. I would say this: you're definitely leading away. You're bringing a show back to a rock music. It's like a bright, happy slap in the face, and I think that, you know, that's probably. I'm guessing that's the direction you were going into. But, you know, just think about the different people that use your music as soundtracks to do really crazy adrenaline-filled things.
Oh, it's awesome.
You know, I mean, what's the? I mean, with that being said,
so like action sports and
stuff.
People
Action
use
sports
your music
in general.
as a soundtrack.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
It's awesome. The other night I was watching the fights, and the, you know, former middleweight champion of the world, Kelly Pavlik, has our Welcome to the Family artwork tattooed on his
Really?
back. And I was
Nice!
like, you gotta be kidding me, you
That's
know?
cool.
This is- and I know on the same day, surprisingly enough, one of our friends, you know, who we met, he came to our concert, NASCAR driver named Regan Smith, you know, won Darlington first place in NASCAR. It's like, these guys are listening to our music.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. So to us, it's, you know, huge.
Helping them kick ass at what they do,
Awesome.
which is cool. Now, midnight tonight, I was actually checking out the website. We got the new So Far Away video coming out. Is that right?
That is correct.
All right. Now, I did hear a rumor that there's some footage of the Rev in the video. Is that true?
Yes.
All right. Now, I mean, not to be the Debbie Downer, but I mean, everybody wants to know, you know, how are you guys progressing and moving forward, and how does the Rev continue to inspire you guys as a band?
Oh man, we grew up and did everything with that guy, and every great quality that guy had, at least an ounce of it is rubbed off on all of us, and our live show and everything that we do and the music that we continue to play. You know, he'll just always be a part of us,
Yeah.
and that's really why we are truly the luckiest, you know, 4 guys on the face of the earth to have known that guy better than anybody. The video for So Far Away, you know, it's been a really difficult ride. There's
I'm
been
sure.
the lowest lows. I mean, we were in the depths of hell. It couldn't have gotten worse. And there's been a few, you know, rays of sunlight. There's been some really awesome moments, like when the album went #1. And we really, you know, we go out every night and we have fun at the shows. And sometimes, you know, we get bummed out. But, you know, with the video, it had to be a tribute to Jimmy. No, there's nothing else. Just like the album. We wanted the album to come out as a tribute to Jimmy, and that's the only reason we put it out. We had no intention of playing ever again. We just had to finish the album. Oh, it was pretty much done. We had to finish the album, and that's all we cared about. And then, you know, we got the album out. Fans received it. It went #1. You know, Mike Portnoy said that he was willing to tour with us and get us back on our feet, and the crowd.
That probably was pretty cool to have Mike step in.
It was amazing.
And help you guys out, man.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he is. Listen, we don't want your momentum to stop as a band, and he comes in and actually keeps it going for you. That
absolutely. And then the fans who carried us from the first moment we walked on stage were like, they embraced it. They wanted to see us
They
up
cried
there.
right there with you.
They
I'm
cried
sure.
with us.
Yep.
So for this video, we've taken everything that we've experienced in this year and a half, and you know, we put it all aside and took all of our feelings about what that song means, and we wanted that video to, you know, encompass all of that, and we succeeded. Video's very difficult to watch.
I'm sure.
I wanted it to be, you know, a good, you know, tribute to our friend, but I can't watch it. I watched it one time. I'll probably never watch it again. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's when you capture something, you capture it for the good, or you know. But it's all real, and there's nothing you can do.
needless to say, it's been immortalized. But then when you put together a production like it sounds like you've done.
It brings back every bad memory. It's gonna make every one of our fans cry.
Yeah.
We cried for the whole day.
I'm sure it brings back a lot of good memories, though, too.
It brings back everything. Brings back good memories. But this particular video, it's just hard.
Yeah.
Because it really spells out for people that may not know anything about us, everything we've been through from the beginning up until, you know, it's overly honest. It's just so real. There's nothing to it.
I don't think we would expect any less from A7X.
We just try and keep it as, you know, as honest to our fans as possible. I think that's been one of our greatest accomplishments. That's why we're still here, and so many other bands.
And you keep
aren't.
growing and growing and growing and growing.
Working on it.
Yeah.
As far as, you know, now that you're moving forward, here in Orlando, we know how much our people love you guys. If you could just tell everybody, you know, if you could, where are you headed, and how do you feel now? Are you guys back to going full speed? Do you have the momentum that you had before? Are you ready to do this again?
It's beyond full speed. We're the only band in the world that takes nothing for granted on stage and leaves it there for the fans every night. And that's one of the things that Jimmy gave us. You know, when you almost lose everything and you're given a second chance, you don't take anything for granted. You blow up everything. You rock. You put on the best show anyone's ever seen. And that's just what we do. We're excited to be here.
Cool. And now you got Aaron in the fold.
Aaron's ripping.
Yeah.
He's just excited to be up there, you know?
He came out of nowhere.
Came out of nowhere.
Honestly, I mean, I'm a big fan of drummers, and when I heard his name, I was like, who? So I had to kind of go back and check out some of his stuff, and he is ridiculous.
He's an amazing drummer. He came out of nowhere, just like we came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted, you know? We didn't
that
There's
fits.
no,